Hey, I'm Coach Higgins, and this summer I rode my bike all the way across the country. We started in Tybee Island, Georgia, actually walked into the Atlantic Ocean, set our bikes down in the water, and then we rode for 36 days and ended up in San Francisco. And then we did the same thing. We walked down to the beach, put waded out into the Pacific and put our bikes down in the Pacific. It was just over 3,000. I think it was like 3,060. I rode coast to coast with Dr. David Bergman. We decided to do it for a number of reasons. Number one, we wanted to see the country. You know, just a beautiful way to see any place is on a bicycle. When you're riding, you see so much more than when you're just flying by in a car. And then we also decided to use it as a platform to raise both awareness and funds for Blaze Sports America, which is a local organization that I volunteer and coach track with. And this organization works with kids with disabilities or some other limitation to their physical abilities. And then they also work with veterans as well. Most inspiring part was probably on, I think, the fourth day, a bunch of the Blaze Sports athletes came out and joined us. We were actually passing through Atlanta again, and they met us on the Silver Comet. So we had a bunch of vets, a bunch of our athletes in their hand cycles, and they met us on the Silver Comet, and we rode with them. And it was really cool because we pulled up, and as soon as we got there, it just started pouring. So I saw these people sitting in their wheelchairs, and I was like, you know, hey, what do you guys want to do? I didn't know if they were going to want to pack it in or what, and they were all like, let's ride. So we rode in the pouring rain. It was awesome, and we drew inspiration on that many times throughout the trip.
So it was like 3 drivers, and we all had a different segment. So like Wiegand came in, he had the first segment, which was like the crappiest one. And then I got like kind of like middle America. We went to Badlands National Park. We saw Mount Rushmore, we saw a lightning storm in the Thunder Basin, like a bunch of wild horses, like the sand hills in Nebraska. We saw a lot of cool stuff.
I unfortunately got to drive the first part of the trip, which was the absolutely most boring. My exciting sights were Swainsboro, Georgia, Cullen, Alabama, lots of pine trees, things like that.
The most interesting thing, I think it had to be like the day that we started at Badlands National Park, and they biked through it and I drove and went hiking, and then we ended up at Mount Rushmore that afternoon, and that was just like really wonderful. And we met a lot of like interesting and super cool, supportive people. And I think all like the support and the good wishes that we got on the way was probably the best part.
The most interesting thing or bizarre thing was Coach Higgins crashing his bike, which meant that I had to take his bike 90 minutes one way from Alabama to Chattanooga, Tennessee in order to get a replacement part to have it fixed. The funniest thing was Coach Higgins and I standing in the parking lot every day waiting on Dr. Bergman to get ready, like a couple of prom dates picking up their girls for the big dance.
So Higgins would take his phone and like go on YouTube and find like a song that he wanted to hear and like put it next to my ear and play like 45 seconds of it. Like 8 songs. Not good with technology. Like none of us were. Yeah, and we were all like, man, I wish I had a paper map, you know? Instead of these like GPS. Wish we had paper maps. It was pretty funny.
38 days, 3,000 miles. Fantastic.